drug abuse, cancer,
measles, diabetes.
Good evening once again, and welcome to our live Doctrine Call program for this evening. Yes, indeed, we did advise you earlier that this evening we'll be talking with a representative from the Grenada National Patient Kidney Foundation. Of course, Miss Ann Hopkin, she's with us. No stranger to the GBN. In fact, she's part of the GBN family. Yes, indeed. She's been around, always here with us. This evening we're looking at kidney conditions. Just a couple of days ago, we celebrated World Kidney Day, and I think we're all aware of the importance of our kidneys, and if something goes wrong, we can end up in a serious situation. So it's a good time to welcome all our viewers of GBN Television 711, of course our listeners on K105 FM, and our viewers on the GBN Facebook page and also on our YouTube channel. Ms. Hopkin, good evening and welcome to the studios of the GBN.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, indeed. It's nice to have you. World Kidney Day was celebrated on
the 10th.
Last week. Yes, the 10th, last week. And I think we're all aware of the importance of our kidneys, and we also know that if we do have problems with our kidneys, there's a lot involved. The issue of dialysis and all of that is very, very expensive. And of course, earlier in the news this evening, there was a story on that, and we heard some more information about that. So this evening, we're talking about kidney issues. Before we get into the work of the Kidney Foundation, Ms. Hopkin, let's talk a little bit about, kidney condition. What is it that can cause someone kidneys to fail, and how can we prevent that?
Well, there are many diseases that can cause kidney failure, and I'm going to speak about the two main important diseases. One, diabetes, and two, hypertension. Mm-hmm. And in Grenada, we have our main diseases at the moment is hypertension and diabetes. And if they are uncontrolled, they will destroy your kidney functions. And once your kidney functions are destroyed, there's a problem. Mm-hmm. Because what hypertension does to the kidneys, it really destroys the function of the kidneys, because the kidney tubules, the blood going through them cannot go through smoothly because there is blockage. Mm-hmm. And it cannot. And especially when you have high sugar, diabetes, you form crystals in the kidneys, especially if the glucose are very high. The sugar, when I say glucose, sugar is very high, the blood sugar. Therefore, it forms crystals like dry sugar, wet sugar, and it become dry, and that forms in the kidneys, and that destroy also the function of the kidneys. You have to know the kidneys has a filter. It's like a sieve. Mm-hmm. When you are sieving, you make juice, mm-hmm. and you pass it through a sifter. Mm-hmm. What remains in the sifter have to be thrown away. Yes. But that should not happen. The kidney should be able to get all the waste product out of your system. But the kidneys cannot get this waste product out of your system because it cannot work. So it comes into your bloodstream. And if it comes into your bloodstream, it accumulates in your bloodstream and causes all sorts of problems. Mm-hmm. And this is why it is so important, so very important, that when you have hypertension, which is high blood pressure, and you have diabetes, which is, some say I have sugar in my blood, you have to be compliant with the medication. There must be compliance. If you do not comply with the medication, what happens? You will fall into the category of having kidney disease.
Yes, chronic kidney disease.
Chronic kidney. It first starts with slowly destroying the function of the kidneys, destroying 60%, 40% the kidney functioning. And when it reaches to 30-35%, therefore you have chronic kidney diseases. So therefore, once you have chronic kidney diseases, only two main treatment is dialysis and a kidney replacement. Also, we can have acute kidney diseases, which that can be caused by you fell from a tree and your kidney get injured. You take a lot of over-the-counter drugs and they can get that out and your body can relapse back functioning well. But once you get to the kidney function has decreased 35%, 45%, it does not revert back. The kidneys does not rejuvenate itself. Once it is destroyed, it is destroyed. And the only two treatment is dialysis, hemodialysis, and peritoneal dialysis. And there is different functions and different procedures that are done for the both of them.
Right. You mentioned something very interesting, because I do believe that most people are of the opinion that, of course, as you said, hypertension and diabetes are two of the main culprits as it relates to, kidney functions.
Dysfunction, yes.
But you mentioned, the use of heavy medication, and probably an injury can also cause your kidney to go bad.
Yes.
So these are things that people must be aware of as well.
Over-the-counter medication.
Yes.
Aspirins. When you take over-the-counter medication, you have a toothache, you take medication. You have your foot hurt, you take medication. You have your period pain, you take medication. The kidneys have to get rid of them. And if the kidneys are unable to excrete them, what happens? It accumulates in your body and it causes heart problems, lung problems, because the kidney now is leaving all this uric acid, all this creatinine, all this potassium, all this calcium, all this phosphorus in your bloodstream, which is very dangerous and harmful to your body.
What are some of the symptoms? So, for example, how can someone know that they may be experiencing kidney problems?
They feel tired. They feel weak. They feel lethargic. They may have swelling under the eyelids. They may have swelling in the legs. They may have swelling in the abdomen. They have itchy skin. Their urine may decrease or increase, and so that is telling you your body is not functioning well. And it's very important that we have a yearly checkup. A yearly checkup to check the function of your body. If you not get this yearly check, a lot of us, we have cell phones, we buy all other things, but we fail to have a yearly checkup. We fail to have a yearly checkup. I don't know why. And I think from school, we should be taught a yearly checkup is very important, because if every year you go to the doctor and he see that your creatinine or your burn, which is something in your it should not be in your bloodstream, the kidney should get rid of it, then the doctor will start inquiring. Come back next month, let's do another test. If you come back next month and the test is going up, then he'll know that something is going wrong with your kidneys. So therefore you have a chance to catch that early, and you can be on diet. You can be on a kidney diet with a low potassium, low calcium, low phosphorus, which is the three more dangerous chemicals, substance, which are found in foods. And if he can put you on a low calcium, low phosphorus diet, it can help you, and in some instance will decrease the chances of getting chronic kidney diseases.
But once you get to the stage where it becomes chronic, then the next option is the dialysis.
Dialysis. And dialysis. We say dialysis, we just say dialysis, the patient is on dialysis. But we have to remember, before the patient gets on dialysis, the patient needs an access. By an access, I mean a catheter put into your chest wall, or a fistula which will be placed into your arm. The price of a catheter, which is called a Broviac catheter, it's about $4,000. The fistula is $10,000. That's before the treatment. The treatment then, at the present time, is $695 per treatment.
And how many treatments?
Be aware, you need 3 treatments per week. 3 treatments multiplied by 4. How much is that?
Yeah, that's
$4
a lot of money. Yeah.
per treatment. Not only thinking also of the social significance, the economic significance, the problem that it causes to family, especially if this woman have little children, or the gentleman has little children. He's the only breadwinner. Think of the consequences of the cost of dialysis. This is why it's very important. This is why I'm very gung-ho in teaching and explaining to people they must take care of themselves. Not only kidney care, but you have diabetes, you have hypertension. Be compliant with what the doctor is telling you. I've seen mothers giving children Coke, little children, and now you start a kidney problem from there, because the kidneys are so young and immature to filter Coke. If you put a penny in Coke, you know what happens. And the woman told me personally, this is my child. But I said to her, this is your child. Do you have money to take care of your child when that child gets ill? Do you have? So it's better now you protect that child's kidneys, hypertension, and diabetes, because now we have an increase in juvenile diabetes. We have an increase. When I mean juveniles, I mean children being born, children developing a kidney problem at a certain age.
You know, it's interesting that you say that, because I was about to mention that there was a time, I mean, even me as a young boy growing up, when you heard about things like diabetes, it is something you heard about in elderly people, you know, maybe senior citizens, 60, 70 years. Now you're hearing of instances where you have teenagers. Who are diabetic and serious illness.
It's a serious illness because that child have to take insulin. You know, juveniles diabetes, the children, they don't make insulin. They don't make insulin, so they have to be placed on insulin, and that child have to get insulin maybe 2 times, 3 times a day, depending on how the glucose is. So that's why we are telling parents the importance of feeding your children properly. Before, when I grew up, it was porridge in the morning to go to school, Quaker oats or cornmeal porridge, or to go to school in the morning. Now it's something colored water in a bottle and some corn. You know, I do not want to call the name, but you know, audience, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm warning parents to feed their children properly.
Yes.
I'm warning parents, because it costs you much more to take your child to get medical treatment than to feed your child properly. And this is my warning to you. We have a lot of children now that is obese. A lot of children that is obese. And when obesity causes hypertension and diabetes. And this is where education in the schools comes into the educating the children and the parents. In teachers' meetings, I go to a lot of teachers' meetings, and I speak about, the diet the children should be having. The diet at my time is much different to the diet we have now. We didn't have the money before to spend all this luxurious time eating in restaurants, and yet we are not a healthy nation. And it's sad that we have to go back and cooking and going back and doing things for ourselves.
Is it possible that someone with kidney problems, because kidney problems, the kidney, the damages, it's slowly progressing.
Yes.
Can you get to a point where, okay, you're not aware that you have kidney problems, but these problems persist, they persist until it gets to a point where the damage is irreversible without someone actually getting symptoms?
No, you do get symptoms, but you see, we do not pay attention to symptoms, and most of us do not really know our body. We have something, and we say, oh, it's something, and you're getting worse. You see, you having headaches, you're lethargic, you're thirsty all the time, you have constipation, you are not well, and you take bush, and say, oh, my girlfriend told me to take the bill, and taking bush and having a kidney dysfunction where the kidney have to excrete what you are taking. It's dangerous. This is why a yearly checkup. Every year you need to go to your doctor and have a yearly checkup. That's important. This is my warning to you. You have symptoms. You have a headache over 3-4 days. It's not going. You take over the counter medication. It's not good. You should see your doctor. You're feeling lethargic. You. And the reason why they feel very lethargic is because the kidneys produces iron. And because the kidneys are not producing its iron, they become anemic. And because they become anemic, you remember that oxygen have an affiliation with the red cells, with the hemoglobin in the red cells. And they combine together to your circulation to get you to breathe. You feel you're breathless. You're going up the step and you're breathless. Okay? You cannot get enough oxygen because you don't have enough iron. And because you don't have enough iron, the red blood cells cannot circulate enough throughout your body to supply you with the amount of oxygen needed to breathe properly. So you see this, you need to go to your doctor. Don't say, I know I'm tired because I was running yesterday, I stay up all late. That is going on for weeks and weeks and weeks. You have the signs before you. You have the symptoms before you, and you do not take charge of yourself to have it checked out.
I've been doing some reading on the whole issue of kidney problems, and what you're realizing, a lot of the symptoms that points to kidney problems are similar symptoms to other conditions. And so because of that, for example, you may feel a little nauseous, and you probably might think, well, it is something you eat or something that don't agree with you, as we usually say. And yes, that may be the case, but how do you know this is what is happening to you? For example, you might get muscle cramps. One might say, well, I'm getting muscle cramps because probably I walk on the cold tile, or I took off my shoe and I walk, all of these sort of things. Dry, itchy skin. Someone might think right. is something else.
Something beat me or something. But all these signs you are having, the itchy skin, your tiredness, you're lethargic, you are swelling, and you are not an expert. You go to the expert and find out what is happening to me. I'm having itchy skin, which is the calcium, the salt that is building up in your system. This is why you're having the itchy skin, because the body cannot get rid of the salt. You have been palpitation, you're tired. You have potassium, which if you have too much potassium, it causes your heart to beat very fast, and you can have a heart attack, because the potassium in your body is the one who control your muscle contraction and other things, and the heart contraction, especially in the heart with the potassium. And if you have too much potassium, the heart beats too fast, and that can kill you, because you'll have arrhythmium, which causes the heart to beat, and that can kill you. So therefore, you have all the symptoms, and somebody is telling you, oh, take this, and you do not go and check yourself out.
I also noticing that some of the risk factors include, for example, smoking. So people who smoke a lot, they're at risk.
Yes.
We did mention obesity, but interestingly, being an African or of African descent is also a risk factor. So people like me and you, we are also at risk of developing kidney problems.
This African descent and all those things, I wouldn't say much about it, but taking care of yourself, whether you're African descent, you see, when you do not take proper care of yourself, when you do not eat properly, when you do not exercise, when you don't have enough rest, okay, and something happened to me, why is it an African descent? Because an African and Asian, we can be doing the same thing, going to the doctor, getting regular checkup, doing what we have to do, and we're on the same platform. But if I do not, as an African, because they have said it, the reason why we are more prone to all the diseases, we do not take care of ourselves, we do not go to the doctor, we do not do check-up. And this is why our disease stay longer on us before we get treatment. But I don't think it's because of...
Because you have African descent.
It's cultural. It could be cultural in the other ethnic community. I have an experience with I must say, with the abortion rate. Okay, and black people having a lot of abortions. Okay, can I say it?
Sure. Yes.
A lot of abortions, right? I work in a clinic where other races came from all over the globe, come to Brooklyn, have the abortion, not recorded, go back to the place, understand? With 2, 10, 5 abortion, while the African may have 3, but the 3 are recorded. So they have more abortions than
the unrecorded ones. All right. One other question I want to ask before we go to the break. As it relates to complications, can kidney disease create, let's say, complications for other body functions, or can it affect other parts of your body?
It affects your heart, because it has to take out all this impurity, and when your body is filled up, your heart cannot work properly. Okay, your lungs, it affects your lungs also, all parts of the body, because remember, the circulation is in all parts of the body. So therefore, when it cannot circulate, the blood cannot be purified. And it has to go back, comes from your lungs, it purified your lungs, then it goes to your lungs, it purified, it comes back to your heart. The heart have valves which closes and open, and because of all this gook in there, the heart cannot open and close the valves of the heart, cannot close, and the lungs are unable to purify the blood. What happens? The breathlessness, where does it come from? the anemia, where does it come from? The vomiting, where does it come from? Your stomach is affected, and it's not you keep vomiting, you feel nauseous. Not to be nauseous means you feel sick.
Yeah.
You want to vomit, so we say I feel nauseous. That's the prelude then before the vomiting occur. The vomiting may occur, I mean not, and you have all this going on. You are unable to walk. You have tetany, which is shaking, cramping, muscle cramps. You have all this. So it affects your heart, your muscles, your limb, your eyes, your
different parts of your body.
And not only that, diabetes also affects your your eyesight. If it's too high continuously, also diabetes affects circulation. You can have peripheral, I mean your legs. You can have problem with your legs. You can have amputation. So you have three things going for you. You have hypertension, you have diabetes, and you have kidney problem. So you see how it's good to take before you go. We have something again that kidney disease is a cause without any problem. You can have a kidney disease that you does not have any hypertension or anything to cause it.
Okay.
It just occurs. It just occurs. And I know
Family history sort of thing, yes.
it's not even family history. Not even family history. It just happens to get kidney disease without no causes. And also, you have also a whole family has polycystic kidney disease. A whole family I know of. Some passed away, and they usually passed away 40, 50. A whole family. You have a lot of cysts on your kidneys, and by cyst I mean it's not it's soft and has a lot of fluid in the cyst, and sometimes they busted, and then they cause problems. And we have to remember that cyst is different from you will say, I have a fibroid. You have to say the cyst is different from a fibroid. You have a fibroid in the uterus, which is a thick mass, okay? But the cyst is different. The cyst contains fluids, and that is multiple. And this is genetic.
Right.
This is genetic. Yes.
Okay. So, Ms. Hopkin, let's take a commercial break, and when we come back, I want us to talk a bit about the work of the foundation and dialysis and some other things.
Yes.
So, stay with us, folks. We'll be back with you in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give. It's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
If there was ever a time to keep and stay healthy, it's now! We at Hills and Valley are here to help you take deliberate steps to maintain your health. We stayed true to maintaining the most comprehensive rates while stocking the widest range of medicines and health devices, including personal protective equipment. There are so many benefits shopping with us. You get great savings through discounts for senior citizens and reward cards for loyal customers. Ask about owning yours today. Visit us at Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George, Jubilee Street opposite the Grenville Bus Terminal, and at Hillsborough, Carrico. Our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street also stocks the widest range of pharmaceuticals. We are with you on the hills and in the valleys. We are Hills and Valley Pharmacy.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride,
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Your life is yours, your future's in your hands. Your body is yours, that's why you need a plan. You gotta plan your family, avoid HIV, get the education from the Grenada Planned Parenthood Association.
We offer STI screening, gender-based violence counseling, prenatal and postnatal checks, injectables, condoms, pap smears, and other sexual reproductive services. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Pointe Street, St. George's. Whether male or female, it doesn't matter. We're here to make your life better.
Grenada Planned Parenthood Association.
For appointments, call 440-3341.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
The next chapter in West Indies' biggest rivalry continues. West Indies flies against England for the Apex Test Series in 3 test matches. Tickets start as low as $20 and local residents enjoy an additional 50% discount with online purchase. Must be fully vaccinated to attend all matches and COVID-19 protocols will be in effect. Secure your seats to the action. Get your tickets in advance at windiescricket.com/tickets. Terms and conditions apply.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grandans, Victoria Street, Grandin, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family, yes we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Drug abuse, cancer,
measles, diabetes, AIDS, cancer,
Welcome back to Doctor and Call. If you're just joining us, we're happy to have you. I have with me Miss Ann Hopkins of the Grenada National Patient Kidney Foundation, and we're looking at kidney care this evening, also the work of the foundation. Miss Hopkins, before we talk about the Kidney Foundation, let's see, do you have any information as it relates to you may not be able to give me an exact number, but an idea as to the number of people who are sick with kidney problems?
I can say not those who are sick with, but those who are receiving care. We had 32 patients some time ago, about a month ago, but now I heard it is 27 because some die, deceased. And we also have to remember, let me say, and I say this sadly, that in 1 month we had an increase of 10 patients. In 1 month, and
that's 10 patients who are now receiving.
But some of them went on the way.
Okay.
And it's a grievous thing that in 1 month you have 10 patients. Now at the present time, I think it's 27 patients receiving treatment at the present time.
Okay.
And that's who are diagnosed, who are receiving treatment.
Okay.
And we do have much more patients who is diagnosed and is not receiving treatment. And we have much more who is undiagnosed that we do not know, that goes to doctor's clinic, and we do not have any records of those patients.
Okay. All right. The Kidney Foundation. Let's talk a bit about the foundation. What's the foundation about, and what are you involved in?
First of all, I am a board member of the Kidney Foundation, and I also help with, checking the finances and doing things like this. And first of all, we must say that it was first established, the foundation, in May of 2007. And it was established by Michael Miller, who was also a patient and was a foundation member. Okay? And it's sad, and I'm saying this, and I will say it, it is sad the way he died. He asked a bus driver to take him to the clinic. At that time, the clinic was in Belmont at the Belmont light traffic, and he just had to go up the hill. And that bus driver, 1 minute drive, refused to take him, and he died right on the spot where he came out from the bus. And it's a sad story that someone could refuse a ill person. It was 1 minute, a half a minute, to drop him in front of the dialysis unit.
Yes, to get care.
And I'm saying that sometime that may change somebody's lives. I hope so. I do hope so. Our main task is educating the public. That's my main task, to go out, and we have symposiums like every year. We have question and answers, and what we are doing once a year, we have the patient and family comes in, and we have doctors, we have dietitian, we have social workers, we have psychologists coming in the stadium, and we spend a whole day with the patient trying to assist the patient and diet and how they feel and what is going on with them.
So your office is located at the National Stadium?
No. Our office is located above Bagging House.
Okay.
Above Bagging House. Okay. And we also have a thrift shop above Bagging House, and which will be happy to see many people is coming, because the money is used for paying for treatment for those patients.
Okay.
Every penny is used for treatment of these patients.
Very, 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 very interesting. You mentioned that you do a lot of educating. Aside from, of course, maybe attending programs like this, do you have any community outreach programs where you go into the communities and probably have sessions with community members and so on?
We do have a health fair every year where we meet people. We had every year, but since COVID came, we could not have had contact with anyone. But we give up leaflets, and we see a lot of people, and as they go by, we'll hand them a leaflet telling them what the kidney is about and how they must take care of the kidneys.
Right. You mentioned COVID, and I do know that many people with chronic conditions, they were at a little disadvantage because a lot of the efforts were directed to COVID patients. Yes, the whole COVID situation would have affected your work out there. Has that created any additional problems for you? And by that I mean as it relates to some of the patients and people that you assist, how were you able to do it?
We had some constraint because we get donations, and we have motorcades. We are unable to have motorcades, and when we do have motorcades, we do get the public do really help. We have boxes in different organizations in like CKs, in banks, in the university. So we do get money. People put in money in those boxes, but we had a constraint because then people wasn't shopping. People we could not get the funds, so we had a constraint. So we could not help the patient as much as we can. We usually give one treatment per month. To some of the patients, one treatment which is $665. $695, which we can do, and the government give $1,000 to each patient.
Okay.
To each patient.
That's $1,000 what? Per treatment or
$1,000 per month.
Per month. Okay.
$1,000 per month, and we usually give one treatment which is $695. But we were unable to do so. But we were able to help put in access. We was able to help not on an ongoing basis, but most of the time we'll have people come in and writing letters and asking if we can help. Last night we had a meeting in which we are going to help 2 patients for treatment because they are behind with the payments. So we have to do that, but we could not help everyone as we did before. Before, every month we give every dialysis patient, we give them one treatment, and the government gives them $1,000. So we wasn't able. The government continue to give the $1,000, but now we have to look at who we are able to help on a monthly basis at this present time. But the public is very good, and we get outside donations. We get from England, and also Hubbard. The employee donates and send a check for us every month, which we are very grateful. And CKs, we have 4 boxes there, and then they will match what we got. Yes. And the public is very good, and we're very happy and very grateful and very thankful for your contribution, and in so doing helping those who cannot help themselves.
Okay, wonderful. You mentioned about a couple of times throughout our discussion, you mentioned access. What is that? Explain it to us.
Right. The access, I said before, is the pathway whereby you have to put a needle into the patient arm in order to have them dialyzed.
Okay, so that's for the dialysis process.
That's right. Yes, and it's in the neck, which is a catheter, a Brovia catheter, or in the arm, which is a fistula. And in the neck, it costs like $4,000, or even it could be less, depending on who put it on. It was before, but I think now it has gone down tremendously. But to put the fistula, it's around $10,000. I know for sure it's $10,000.
Right, but let me, I'm very curious about it. When you said you have to put it in there, what do? You have to insert it into the skin?
You have to insert it in the neck. You insert it from the vein in the neck, and it goes and rests into the heart.
Okay.
It goes and rests into the heart. And the fistula, they take an artery and a vein and they join it together. And as they join it together, the vein becomes very thick like this, you see? And flat like this, but when they join it together over a period of time, it comes like this. So you have a better access in sending the needle into the arm.
So when that needle is sent in there, what actually happens? Explain the process of dialysis for me, because I hear about dialysis. What actually is it? What happens in that process?
You have in the dialysis machine, you have something you call a bladder, and the bladder is the kidney. So when you put the needle into the arm, you put 2 needles. So it draws the blood out, it goes into the machine, it cleans the blood, and in the other needle, it sends the blood back. It's like your kidney cleaning your blood and taking out the old ones and throw it as urine, and it comes out in the feces. What happens now? It's go into the machine, cleans it out, and what's in the machine, you throw that out. You throw the whole inside piece. Is a one-use machine, one-use piece that you throw out after use. But it cleans. You have the fistula and you have the catheter. It has 2 access into the catheter. One to draw the blood in, take the blood out, and want to put the blood in. The blood comes out, it goes to the dialysis machine, it spins, it cleans. After it's clean, after a certain time, it goes back in. It takes 3.5 to 4 hours.
Well, that was my next question. How long does the process take?
3.5 to 4 hours. Better is 4 hours.
Right.
But the patient has to be weighed first. The patient blood values have to be looked at first by the doctor to make sure the patient can go on the machine. And the patient, it's important to weigh the patient because you have to know how much fluid you take out. Taking out too much fluid can leave the patient problem. Taking out
not enough. Okay.
So you have to know exactly, and they have good trained people. They have been working there for years. That is going through the process with the patient, and that's the patient life. That is the patient life. 3 days or the important thing is 3 days a week, but because of financial constraint, they are only getting 2 procedures per week, which is not enough.
Right.
This is not enough to keep them real healthy. It's not enough. But because of financial constraint, this is why they are saying it's important to get. We have patients now that is on dialysis and that have insurance and are able to get 3 per week, while those who does not have insurance are only getting 2 because of the finance. Is not there.
Right. But let me ask you this, and it's, oh boy, someone having to go through that. Let's suppose that individual has to go through the 3 treatment per week. But how difficult is it for that person? Because you basically have 2 days where you probably have to do your stuff. Does that patient feel weak? Does that patient, can they get around within the 2 days to do what probably they need to do? Or that person just has to sort of remain quiet and rest and relax?
They do get around, but they struggle. They get around, because remember, although the blood is clean, everything is not ready removed. That's how the kidney will do it. And you have it done Monday, you have Tuesday off, and you cannot drink a lot of water, you are thirsty, and you may drink too much water, then it accumulates in your system, it accumulates in your lungs, you cannot breathe that day, you cannot wait to go on the machine the next day, you eat the wrong thing, too much calcium, you eat too protein, you don't keep to your diet, so you sick the 3rd day that you have to go back again, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 3 days. So can you imagine the life of that patient?
This is what is going through my mind. This is why I'm asking you this question.
Can you imagine the difficulty it is for also the family? Because the patient have to get up, get a bus, and they have to take the bus, struggle from the bus terminal, struggle to walk up to the unit, struggle to walk back, struggle to get on the bus to go to Grenville, Victoria, whatsoever. Okay. They cannot drink, it's very hot. They cannot drink a lot of fluids. They cannot eat any and anything if they are compliant with the diet. So can you imagine, and I'm saying this, so people out there can understand, not I'm going to drink my beer when I want to, I'm going to drink my rum when I want to. You cannot tell me what to do. But I'm telling you, you can do what you want to do, but I'm telling you what may be the outcome of doing what you want to do, and you not take care of yourself. You do not heed the warning. It's a struggle to be on dialysis. It's a struggle to be a kidney patient. It's not an easy life. Most of them unable to work. Most of them, 95% of them are able to work, unable to earn a living. They have children. They cannot pay, and it's worrying to the family because we get calls and calls and calls. The Kidney Foundation get calls. Every day we get calls. Can you help? Can you help? Can you help? At $6.95. A treatment for so many people. The foundation is unable to take that burden.
Yeah, I mean, there are some people at $6.95 per treatment. You multiply that by 2, and that's some people's entire salary.
Entire salary. And when you have children, you have to pay rent. You have to buy food. And the food now, you know, they can eat bananas, they can eat breadfruit, they can eat, when I'm telling the kidney patients what they should eat, I try to eliminate the foods we get from abroad. I am trying to tell them you can eat the breadfruit, you can eat the bulgur, what you have to do, leaching. By leaching, you have to soak it, put some warm water and soak it overnight. And what you are doing that you are taking away the potassium. So when you leach your food and you take away the potassium, you can cook it and you can eat it. Okay? Yes, but the expense of the food that you have to eat now, that you cannot eat what you used to eat before, the back and neck, you understand? That's what we could afford. That's why most of us could buy. You cannot have that now. You cannot drink coconut water because the potassium in the coconut water is too much. You cannot eat a whole mango because it's heavy with potassium and phosphorus. You know, you cannot eat salted meat because you have to remember that 1 ounce of ham has 3 teaspoons of salt that they put into the ham. When you look at it and you take an ounce of ham, it has 3 teaspoons of salt.
So sodium.
And also, I mean, telling the patients, people, when you go to the store, look at the label. It will say sodium. Sodium is salt. It's a disguise. Sodium is salt. So you read the labels. Not only those with kidney dysfunction, but read the labels to make you aware. And if you can avoid canned stuff as much as possible, salted food as much as possible, cured meats, avoid them.
So, I'm listening to this here and I'm thinking, okay, fine, the cost of dialysis is a lot, very expensive, which you may not even be able to afford. In addition to that, you must have a specialized diet, and that's additional expense.
So
the whole works. So it's not just the cost of dialysis. There is more cost involved.
More cost. You have children to go to school. You cannot give them a proper meal. You cannot give them a bus fee. You cannot buy proper sneakers for them because all this money have to go into your treatment. The child cannot go out because the child doesn't have clothes to go out most of the time. The child feel ashamed. The child become isolated. And most time you find that the husband is burdened and the husband get distant and cold. I'm not talking about Grenada. I'm talking about generally. Divorce may occur because it's a constant 4 or 5 years, 3 days a week.
It's difficult.
I mean, he's a man. He has a wife. His sexual pleasures are involved socially, psychologically. It's not just having a kidney problem. There's a lot, and we can go on and on and on in the involvement of kidney disease.
I am also thinking that with all of these expenses, that individual can have other complications.
Yes. Of course. High blood pressure, as we said. Diabetes, they have to get medication for diabetes also. They got to get medication for high blood pressure. And they also has to buy erythropoietin. Is an iron supplement that they have to take every time they have a treatment. And I think the cost, do not quote me, but I think the cost is $27 or even higher. Even higher. So every time, and you have to be an iron also. So every time, 3 times a week or twice a week, $27, I say $30, $60 already. With your iron tablets, you have to get other medication, with your blood pressure medication, your diabetes medication, the cost.
Because generally, people with kidney problems, they hypertensive and they're diabetic.
That's right. And that.
Ms. Hopkin, let's take our final commercial break. When we come back, we'll open the telephone lines and invite calls from our listeners. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. Ill health can...
Drug abuse, cancer.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Here is a little known fact. There is only one place in Grenada that you can get an MRI scan done. That place is Spicile Imaging Center. Yes, Grenada, that's the truth. Other centers could offer you other scans, but Spicile Imaging provides an authentic MRI scan. Here's another little known fact. Spicile Imaging has 3 centers. We operate at Grenville, the Carnage, and at the Ocean House, Grandlands. We provide the widest range of laboratory tests and services. CT scans, x-rays, mammograms, ultrasounds, and a host of other services. We are fully staffed by a team of family doctors and specialists. Call us today at 444-7679 or 406-1500 or visit any of our 3 locations. Spicile Imaging, from seeing the doctor to getting lab tests, scans, and pharmacy services. We are here to take care of you.
If there was ever a time to keep and stay healthy, it's now. We at Hills and Valley are here to help you take deliberate steps to maintain your health. We stayed true to maintaining the most comprehensive rates while stocking the widest range of medicines and health devices, including personal protective equipment. There are so many benefits shopping with us. You get great savings through discounts for senior citizens and reward cards for loyal customers. Ask about owning yours today. Visit us at Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George, Jubilee Street opposite the Grenville Bus Terminal, and at Hillsborough, Carrico. Our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street also stocks the widest range of pharmaceuticals. We are with you on the hills and in the valleys. We are Hills and Valley Pharmacy.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Here is a little known fact. There is only one place in Grenada that you can get an MRI scan done. That place is Spicile Imaging Center. Yes, Grenada, that's the truth. Other centers could offer you other scans, but Spicile Imaging provides an authentic MRI scan. Here's another little known fact. Spicile Imaging has 3 centers. We operate at Grenville, the Carnage, and at the Ocean House, Grandlands. We provide the widest range of laboratory tests and services. CT scans, x-rays, mammograms, ultrasounds, and a host of other services. We are fully staffed by a team of family doctors and specialists. Call us today at 444-7679 or 406-1500 or visit any of our 3 locations. Spicile Imaging, from seeing the doctor to getting lab tests, scans, and pharmacy services. We are here to take care of you.
Let's start the new year on a high, a detox high, because it's detox time again at Nirvana Detox Center, a natural health store. Check out our many detox packages starting from $100 or get 15% off on colonic irrigation therapy. Detoxing can help with liver and blood cleansing, weight loss, constipation, acid reflux, kidney stones, heavy metal removal, gas and bloating, and more. Call or WhatsApp us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. Ask about our delivery options. Visit us now. Bruce Street Mall, store number 1208, or Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. Our opening hours are Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Nirvana Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Detox your way to health. These specials ends on March 31st or while stocks last.
Drug abuse, cancer,
measles, diabetes, AIDS, cancer.
Welcome Welcome back, folks. It's just about 10 minutes gone past the hour of 9 o'clock, and you listening to our live Doctrine Call program. Our guest, Miss Ann Hopkin, board member of the Grenada National Patient Kidney Foundation. Miss Hopkin, last Thursday, March 10th, it was World Kidney Day under the theme Bridge the Knowledge Gap to Better Kidney Care.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about that. Our foundation here, were you involved in any activities to, mark the awareness of that day?
Yes, we had a church service on that day. We had a radio and a television program also on that day. We give off leaflets and pamphlets on that day, March the 10th. But during the whole of the month, we have different activities.
Okay, lovely. So what are some of the activities that are to come?
Education. We mainly deal with education. Mainly deal with education because educating the public, we put a tool into their hands.
So you're bridging the knowledge gap.
Bridging the knowledge gap by education. And we want to do a school program and have use that school as the base and has children as ambassadors in that school so they can tell others about it, have competitions about the kidney. And so the children, I think the best thing to educate the children, and the children will educate the parents.
Wonderful, wonderful indeed. So, folks, our telephone line is open, and you can give us a call, 435-2041. I think we have our first caller on the line. Dr. Cole, good evening.
Yes, good evening, Godfrey, and good evening to Nurse Hopkin. It's so nice to hear you. Because of the COVID, people have been drinking all kind of bush. And I've been listening with interest that you said we had 10 more people in a month. And I heard a herbalist advertising black sage. And I know that the Kidney Foundation had been advising people, do not drink black sage, even if your ancestors did it in the past. But so I'm calling to see if Nurse Hopkin can remind us again why we should not drink black sage bush. And also, I did hear somebody who was on dialysis, and as a matter of fact, she was a medical student then, and she said she should have seen the sign because every time she passed urine, she saw the froth in the urine. So that was a telling sign that something was going wrong, but which she ignored, and she ended up on dialysis. So I just thought these little things that look slight may be a big problem. So if Nurse Hopkin can talk a little more about that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Just before you go, Nurse Hopkin, also the caller mentioned black sage, but I've also learned from a very reputable person that one of the things that we drink as well, sugar dish, is similar to black sage and should be avoided as well. So you can talk about this.
There's a new study not too long ago that they're saying black sage has little prickles, a little spike that the miniature spike that we may not even see. Sometimes we see it in our eyes and sometimes we do not, and therefore when you boil it, you drink it, these spikes get into your kidneys, and because the kidney have to filter, and when the spikes get into your kidneys, it leads to kidney damage. And this is why they are saying these new studies are saying that black sage and, as you said, the sugar is the same family.
Yes,
sugar dish is the same family that is dangerous to drink. And we do not advise people. We only tell people what they should do to keep healthy, but we do not advise them to take, to drink things and what they think they should drink. We do not. We just advise on diet. We counsel on nutrition. We have seminars on nutrition to tell them the 3 foods they must avoid. Is the potassium, chlorine, chloride, sodium, to avoid. But we do not advise people in eating things and drinking things that they should not. That is a danger to them.
Okay, wonderful. We have another caller on the line. Doctor and Call, good evening.
Yes, good night, sir. I want to find out two things. I have two questions. The first one has to do with, I want to know if there's what are the symptoms between kidney disease and kidney failure. The next one is, what does the positive or negative effect does coffee has on the kidney, high blood pressure, and diabetes? I'm looking forward for these answers. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.
Thank you very much, caller. Thanks a lot indeed. That's Hopkin. So the caller wants to know the difference between kidney disease and kidney failure and the negative effects of coffee.
Right. With kidney diseases, you can have all type of kidney diseases, which is different to kidney failure. You can have kidney stones. You can have blood in your urine. You can have other symptoms. But when you have kidney failure, your kidney cannot function. It cannot filter. In other kidney diseases, your body, your kidney can filter out the toxins, the calcium, too much salt and too much potassium, and that accumulates in your body. But in kidney failure, this cannot happen, and it accumulates in your body. Kidney disease, the body could filter, the body could still function. But in kidney failure, the body is unable, the kidney is unable to remove the toxins in your system. So these are the differences between kidney failure and kidney disease.
Okay, and the caller also wanted to find out about the effects of coffee.
The effects of caffeine is the caffeine. Is the caffeine which rises blood pressure, which rises, and because it causes a rise in blood pressure, it can affect your kidneys, because caffeine in coffee and nicotine in cigarette cause problem for the kidneys, for the heart, and for liver functions because of the toxin, because the kidney have to filter. Kidney must filter, and it clogs up, like nicotine clogs up the lungs, clogs up other parts of the body. And so coffee, because coffee is like a drug, the caffeine, it's like a drug, and this is harmful to your body because it rises your blood pressure, and it rises your pressure. If you already have a sick kidney, it can make your kidney even sicker and prevent it from
functioning properly. Right. Let's go back to the telephone. Dr. Nkor, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Can I get into the program to ask a question?
Yes, you are on the program, but can you kindly turn the volume of your radio, your TV down, and listen to us on your telephone, please?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, good evening. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Yes, what I want to know is if before anybody get kidney failure, is there anything that you can do to clean your kidney? Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. Well, a very interesting question.
Very interesting question. Is nothing you can do to clean your kidneys as I know of. The only thing we are saying to keep your kidney healthy, you must avoid a lot of alcohol. You must avoid a lot of alcohol, a lot of salt, a lot of food with high potassium, a lot of sodium, a lot of canned foods, which are really a lot of salt, and salt on the labels, it say calcium, but it's salt. Table salt, the table salt you use,
sodium,
sodium, not calcium, sorry, sodium. So to prevent and keep your kidney healthy, you need to be cautious in the things you do it. There is no medication you can say, I'm going to take this to clean my kidneys or clean my liver. People may say, the herbalists may say, all right, you need your kidney cleaning, we're going to give you some medications to push. But me, medically, I've never known that we have a tablet or any medication that can clean the kidney. The only thing we know is to eat right, eat well, avoid foods if you're having problems. If you're having problems, see your doctor. Go with your dietitian. Your dietitian can let you know what diet you should and diet you should not eat. Now, if you're having problems and you go to your doctor and you find that you're having kidney problem at an early stage, you can speak with the dietitian, you can comply with the diet, and that may prevent you having end-stage renal failure or kidney failure. Diet is the key. Diet is the key to keeping your kidney healthy. Not cleaning. I've never heard I'll clean my kidneys. No, diet is the key. Avoid alcohol, avoid smoking, avoid, a lot of things that exercise. Drink a lot of fluids. Another thing again, drink a lot of fluids because the kidneys, they have to clean the blood, and your blood has to have enough fluids in order that your kidney can work properly. Drink a lot, pass a lot of urine, because if you don't drink a lot and your urine stays in your bladder for a long time, you can get stones, kidney stones. So you have to really drink a lot of fluids and eat wisely.
Okay, yes, let's get back to the telephone. Dr. Nkor, good evening.
Yes, good evening, Citizen Augustine. Greetings. Couple of things here. Greeting and good evening to your guest there. I didn't get the name fully. Is it Toussaint or what was it again, the name?
Nurse Hopkins, Ann Hopkins.
Hopkins. Ah, yes, Hopkins. Listen, congratulations, sister. I hear the passion in which you express yourself, and you remind me of my biology classes back there. Listen, a couple of things, Godfrey. First of all, I want to commend you on this exercise. It's a marvelous one. I want to commend you above all on that exercise that you're undertaking within the next 2 weeks and so on. And help to inform, in a bid to inform the people of our country about our bodies and things we should do and we shouldn't do and so on. I heard a sister talking, and she reminded me of my, the kidney, the functioning of the kidney. I remember the convoluted tube and the Bowman capsule, and what's the other one, the glomerulus. Am I calling some relevant names within that organ, sister?
You are. They're all in the organs, all in the kidneys. The
yes, I remember the tongue too.
They're all in the kidneys. Yes, you're quite right.
Yes, you remember Jean Thompson? I thought that she's all right, Mr.
And those, when the kidney, can I continue?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
When those they are not functional, then all the names that you have called inside of the kidneys itself, when they are not functioning properly, then this leads us to kidney failure.
Yes. But anyway, the thing is this, sister. I understand that one of the major problems with kidney failure, we refer to directly, and other problems within said organ is due to excess contaminants. And you just said it, smoking. Sister, in this air country, we take extremely lightly air pollution. I refer to the inhalation, the respiration, if we may say, of contaminated air from burning. In our villages, I suffer. And I'm saying this crystal clear because my intention is to push this home so that the state sometime will understand the damage that is being done to the population by allowing people to burn discriminately plastic. You smell the difference. Chemical components, or should we composites, wood, whatever, tires, whatever. And it is affecting me because I have a respiratory problem. But I understand what happens when I inhale that smoke, where it passes, it does its damage within my respiratory system, in the olfactory epithelium, but then it joins the bloodstream through my lungs. And that, as I have read, or not read, but I have allowed my machine to read for me, is also affecting the health of the other organs of the body. But people are not paying attention to this. I trust, sister, that you will be one of the people in that forum. And am I correct?
Correct. I think that burning, there is a law against that. Hold on. People does not adhere to that law.
I trust that you
burning affects your lungs. If you're asthmatic, you can have an asthmatic attack and die. And I think the people who is burning the stuff in the vicinity of your household where you can inhale that smoke and it can cause damage, even further damage to your lungs. I think, something should be done about it. We shouldn't be burning things to tires and plastic, which is very dangerous, which is very carcinogen, that can cause also cancer, not only start, trigger your asthma, but that can cause cancer over a long period of time.
If you don't mind me just finishing. Let me just finish, sister, so that you will go on and talk about it afterwards. Will you be one of the people in that forum? Godfrey, will she be?
No.
No, but anyway, Godfrey, I would like you to have this matter looked in and expounded seriously. For my little investigation, it tells me certain things about this inhalation of polluted air, the deaths it causes around the world. It is serious. We are killing ourselves, and seemingly people take pleasure in doing this, Godfrey. Burning, even charcoal pits, where methane, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide is being let out into the air. Dangerous for the environment, dangerous for mankind, because these gases are poisonous. And they cause organ failure and beyond. They cause cancers. The sister just mentioned it. They cause strokes and other coronary failures. Sister, I'm saying this because I would like you and Godfrey, in your questioning and so on with your panelists, and I'd like you to look at this matter seriously, because something has to be done. And I'm not speaking for me, because I am only one person in 100,000 plus. This has to stop, because our people are suffering as a result of this in this modern times. I hope my message is clear, Godfrey, and the people in authority in this here country will begin to look at the laws which had permitted things in the past, in a bit of changing them, modifying them, to correct this ill and this injustice to me and all the other people who suffer with asthma, the sister mentioned, in the village, and not only in the village, but all over the country. It is dangerous to us, if I may indeed. Thank you very much for your...
You are quite right. It is very dangerous to be burning things in the vicinity of the home. And I think that is a problem that should be looked into, because it is a health hazard. It is definitely a health hazard, and I do believe that people should not do that, and it should be taken seriously, very seriously, and be dealt with.
Okay, let's go back to the telephone. Dr. Nkor, good evening.
Yes, good night. What I wanted to find out is the symptoms of kidney problem. The symptom.
Okay, thank you very much. Nurse Hopkins, I think we went through it earlier, but just for the benefit of the caller, you can probably mention it again. What are some of the symptoms of kidney problems?
Yeah, the symptoms are difficulty in breathing. You fatigueness, you feel tired, you feel fatigued, itching, bloating, nausea, vomiting, swelling in the legs and under the eyes, decrease in your appetite. All these are the symptoms. And if you go to your doctor, he will find other things in your urine and in your blood which can confirm that you are having a kidney problem.
Right. Thank you very much. So let's take one other call. Dr. Nkor, good evening. Hello?
Dr. Nkor, I want to get a call. Your number?
Yes. Go ahead, please.
Yes. thing I'd like to find out. Good evening at the same time. I have a problem with my kidney. I have kidney problems. I have diabetes. I have high blood pressure. But is there any medication you could take for kidney to protect your kidney when you have blood pressure and hypertension and diabetes?
You need to do, if you have diabetes and high blood pressure, you have to be compliant with the medication they give you. You have to be compliant with the medication they give you for high blood pressure and for diabetes. You have to control it. It cannot get out of control. If it do get out of control and it's high constantly, you will have problem with your kidneys. You will end up sooner or later with kidney failure, because it is the two most dangerous diseases you can have for causing kidney failure. So compliance, once you have high blood pressure and diabetes, you need to comply and keep your blood sugar level below 150 and your blood pressure within the normal range, 120, 130 over 80, 85, in that range. Remember, if your blood pressure is high, it damages the kidneys by damaging the tubules and the veins and the arteries of the kidneys that will be damaged. In blood sugar, what happens? It forms crystals inside of the kidneys. So the kidneys is unable to work properly, able to filter, and then you got problems. But you must see a doctor regularly. You must see a dietitian and follow the diet. Avoid sodium, avoid potassium. Food high in those. You can research it yourself. There is a lot of written documents on kidney disease and how you can take care of yourself and your kidney disease.
Yes, but
kidney problems.
What I understood, I was here in Grenada here, and I had prostate problem. So luckily, I get to go in the States. And when I reached there, and the doctor took blood test, then the doctor tell me I am only living on 22.5% of my kidney. And if my doctor here did not tell me that, and she's telling me why they did not give me the medication to protect my kidney after I had sugar and pressure. You have a medication that could protect your kidney from getting bad. Is that so?
Doctor would prescribe, the doctor will know what to give you, definitely. But why? So what problem did you have when your filtration rate was that low?
I used to be feeling...
What was your symptoms you were having?
Symptoms I used to be feeling dizzy. I always giddy and feeling dizzy, like I'm not myself. That was my biggest problem.
I picked up that you had this problem in Grenada?
Yes, I had it in Grenada.
Did they do a blood test on you?
A doctor do many blood tests. I used to go to the doctor about every 3-4 months.
Did she give you your values? Did she say you have a high creatinine, you have a high urea, you have blood in your urine? Did she tell you anything about that?
No.
Was having these symptoms. You were nauseous, you was vomiting, you had swelling.
I didn't used to vomit, but I'm always feeling very dizzy. In the morning time I giddy in, and so I keep drifting. And when I go, and I always tell the doctor that, but never tell me what is the problem, not tell me how low is my kidney, what I'm living on. Until I travel, the doctor say you're living on 22.5% of your kidney.
Giddiness can be due to high blood pressure, low blood pressure. It can be due to low blood sugar. It's not only pointing to kidney failure, but it also could be the signs of other diseases also. But you see, if a blood test was done your kidney failure problem would have been picked up if your kidney was done, if the right blood test was done. The right blood test. Maybe you could have a blood test just to test other things, but did not have a blood test to test the values of your kidneys and your kidney function. So maybe I cannot say what was done or what was not done, but I'm just saying that if you had a blood test to test, there are special blood tests that can be done to test the values of your kidney function. And if that was not done, the doctor would not really know what is happening. But thank God you went away, and thank God you got it sorted out, and thank God you're alive.
Okay, thank you very much, caller. Thank you very much indeed. All right, we have time for one final call. If we get that call, we'll take it, and here it comes. Doctor and call, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening, caller.
Yes, good evening. Good evening, Nurse Ann Hopkin. It's so good to hear you, and I thank you for your explanation and the encouragement that you're giving people on dieting. Now, I am a mother who have lost a son because of kidney failure. I want to ask one question though. Can a constantly high blood pressure be a signal that your kidney is bad?
A constant high is not a signal, because to have a kidney failure there is many other things involved, but therefore that can lead to a constant high blood pressure uncontrolled can definitely lead to kidney failure. But there are other entities that can lead, but you have to be aware and very cautious, because I do know people without diabetes, individuals who came down with kidney failure because of a constant high blood pressure. Because when it's constant high, it put pressure on the kidneys, and because it put pressures on the kidneys tubules and the function of the kidneys can be involved. So you have to be very cautious with a constant high blood pressure. This is a telling sign. But other causes can cause your blood pressures to be high. There are several causes, different causes, other diseases that can cause glandular diseases. Other diseases can cause your blood pressure to be
my reason
elevated constantly.
For asking this is that when my son was diagnosed with it, after a couple of weeks we had to be flying to Trinidad, and a doctor was saying to us that because he had this constantly high blood pressure, he was just being given medication just to bring down the pressure, but never the doctors who look after him did not check to see otherwise, whether what was causing the pressure to be so high or anything like that. But anyway, my experience was a very terrible one, and I'm glad that you are telling people to please be careful, because one time I was able to really put my hands on a lot of things financially, but now because of that situation, it has thrown my family way back. I think that people should be very careful, because it's a cost that you cannot, it does not matter how much money that you have. If you're going to have to look after people with kidney problem, the money is going to finish. It does not matter how much you have, unless you are if you're in Grenada. If you're in America, that's a different story. Because I have a friend right now who's been on dialysis for about 30 years. He got married, have a child. The daughter is in university now, but he was on dialysis, and he still is. Not that he's always well, because most of the time he has a job. Then maybe about 2-3 weeks after, he has to leave because he's so sick. He got into the hospital and all of that. But that's his entire life, in the hospital, out sick. But he's getting treatment and he's alive. But it's not a life that I think that anybody should want to live. So my encouragement, yes, is that people please be careful. Please be careful, because as a mother, it was hell and high waters for my family. Right? I stand up in the market and beg many times and think, my son started on three treatments per week, and he was doing really good, looking really well. But as your money drop, your treatment drop, and you can see the difference in the patients. They start looking funny, they start getting dark and all sort of thing, until you reach down to that is it. So Nosan, thank you for encouraging us, and thank you for I did not know that you were in the Kidney Foundation. I used to be there one time. Anyway, have a blessed evening, and thank you for keeping on.
And I'm very happy that you mentioned cost. I'm very happy that you're warning people of the cost and what it costs you financially, physically, and otherwise. And people ought to know that it's not only kidney disease, but is the cost. The cost. Not only in money, but the cost of the grief and the cost of the suffering and the cost that the children cannot have if they have little children, and the cost it costs the wife and I'm so passionate about it that I can't even speak about it, because I know how it's devastating and difficult for and how it affects the family of the person who has kidney disease.
All right, thank you very much. Well, Nurse Hopkins, I wish we could go on and on, but of course, you do have to get home, and I have to get home, and I'm sure our listeners, they would love to stay here and chat. The phone is still going, but all good things must come to an end. But what I will say, we will like to have you back at some future date to continue this. Yes, because these are discussions that need to continue.
Definitely.
We just cannot stop talking about that and encouraging people, to do what they are supposed to do so they can enjoy the best of health. The thing is, sometimes we don't pay attention until we are actually in the situation. So those of you who called, we thank you very much for your contribution. And of course, you can join us next Tuesday for our health forum. It starts next Tuesday and the following Tuesday at 8 o'clock. And for the caller who called about issues relating to the environment, yes, Dr. Martin Ford from St. George's University, he is a specialist in environmental health. He will be addressing the forum on environmental health issues, so definitely you will get to hear about these and more. So next Tuesday, the start of our Health Forum, a new focus on health, a collective approach begins next Tuesday at 8. Be sure to join us for that. And Nurse Hopkins, thank you so much again. Thank you to the Kidney Foundation, and let me also congratulate you and the foundation on the work that you're doing, the outreach and all of that. And I want to also encourage people, please support the foundation. The support you give, you never know, might just be coming back to keep you alive. So thank you very much. And of course, if you need to make a contribution to the Kidney Foundation, you can make a deposit at 2 bank accounts. At the Co-op Bank, the account number is 400000574, and at Republic Bank 9118791. Again, at Co-op Bank, it's 400000574. 574, and at Republic Bank 911-87912. All right, or you can call the foundation, the number 534-1959. Again, the number 534-1959, and you can definitely contribute, and you can visit their thrift shop, and by doing that, you will be supporting. And remember, folks, let me tell you, let's put it in context here. You're not really supporting the foundation per se, you are supporting people who have kidney problems. Yes. And you never know. One of these persons could be a family member, could be a son, a daughter, a mother, a father, or even you. So please continue to support the Kidney Foundation with the work they're doing. Kidney problem is as real as it can be. Thank you very much, everyone. And of course, tomorrow I'll be here. It's a Release It program from 8 o'clock. Do join us. Until then, enjoy the rest of the evening and do have a good night. All the best. Doctor and Call was brought to you with the kind compliments of Antillean Life Insurance, Hills and Valley Pharmacy, and Spice Isle Imaging Center.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Join GBN on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. for Interesting Grenadians, a program that showcases the lives of interesting and outstanding Grenadians at home and abroad. It's Interesting Grenadians every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. on GBN. Don't you miss it.
Get ready for a season of Grooving Smooth and Live on GBN. Grooving Smooth and Live is a 1-hour performance gig every Thursday from 8 p.m. featuring performances from our local musicians and short interviews discussing all things musical. Every Thursday, a different musician and a different instrument will be featured, from the violin to the saxophone to the trumpet, guitar, and steel pan. Our local musicians playing, improvising, and educating us on all genres of music. Join GBN with host musicians Matthias and Shireen and a special guest every Thursday at 8 p.m. It's Grooving Smooth and Live on GBN.
Wonderful die to play the game of CPL Carnival Premier League. I am your commentator for the Dialectic, together with my fellow teammates, Sexual Chocolate Man. Don't mind the name, remember, it's rated R, not for kids. But anyways, we are ready to play some CPL in acoustic style. Big up Spice Mass, big up West Point, big up Expert and the band. But right now it's gonna be super jabby, fragilistic, SP jabby douches. You ready? 1, 2, 3. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to play on my son daddy. Watch how everything goes cellular. We gon' make a set in a DCBL. I can't wait. I can't wait. I reach a year, bring along. Hey, hold the fence, shaking barriers, while pull it down.